Choose life, choose a career, choose a 401k, choose a mortgage, choose to assimilate, choose chill vibes, choose being in the right place, choose beer, choose pizza, choose caffeine, choose another beer, choose to keep watching this video if you want to learn how to get drinks for free, choose another pizza, choose to finding the perfect beer in Europe, choose to running into people from San Diego and their mamas, choose to never put baby in a corner, choose the catch of the day, choose extreme chilling, choose legroom, choose to be grateful, choose hangover cures, choose smoking inside, choose espresso martinis, choose fresh olive oil, choose to serenade the castle walls, choose to go to places that have cash only signs everywhere and still try to pay with your card, choose to troll TikTok influencers, choose to you getting trolled, choose credit card debt, choose to walk miles until your feet bleed until you find the spot, choose to getting so lost you actually think you're inside the labyrinth, choose to receding hairlines, choose live music, choose street art, choose the best, choose boat taxis for $10, choose to visit places with water so blue you've only seen them in screensavers, choose to sell your car and buy a boat, choose to live with dragons and mermaids, choose to never stay long, just pass through, choose to bomb in on everyone's conversation whether they speak English or not and tell them Tony would have batted 494 if it wasn't a strike year, choose to visit places that are so beautiful that when you come home you're going to be depressed forever, choose to come to Croatia with my ugly ass. Now I'm not saying I'm eating bologna sandwiches in the cafeteria by myself ugly, but I know where I stand. You know, get dialed in with the Mach 3, a couple reps on the Thigh Master. I give myself a solid 4, maybe 4.5. But where we're going today, I am a 1. I am a negative null 0. And that's where you want to be. When you're the ugliest person in town, you're in a great spot. Let's go. All right, here's the deal. I don't give a shit what anybody does for a living. I don't give a shit if you're inventing Google machine buttons or picking up dog shit or robbing banks. What I do know is you got to go on vacations. You just have to. And this is my 5th time in Europe. I've been to 9 cities, all very different. But when you're in Europe, you got to have like a European sixth sense. There's a lot of booby traps, maybe some fireworks inside. Is this a parking spot? Sure. Is this a boat on a hill with a DIY trailer? Correct. Does this square footage count? What the fuck am I supposed to put here? I can only stand in the middle of these rooms. Who the hell was living here before me? Simon Birch? Being 6 foot isn't the way to go. 4-inch deadweight step right in front of the doorway? You betcha. Oh, look at this giant bathroom window that barely covers my knees. I thought peeping Toms had to be a little bit stealthy. This whole town is a peeping Tom just checking you out. Everyone in town just looking at you naked. Little kids with no parents just bombing by on bicycles and scooters with no handrails or banisters. Sharp corners everywhere. Look at this. 80 degrees Celsius. Do you know what that is? That's like 170 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a lot closer to boiling than it is jacuzzi bathtub temperature. How's someone in a wheelchair supposed to get down here? It's not happening. This electrical wire, this conduit right here would be buried 18 inches in America, but not here. No sandy beaches, no problem. These people are half billy goat. I'll tell you what else too. Afters hits a little bit different in Europe. Afters in America is you're going to come back to my house after the bars and we're going to rip some nose nachos and play Mario Kart, reminisce about how we peaked in high school until 5 in the morning, and then we're not going to talk to each other for 2 weeks. But out here, the party just gets better. You just keep going. You keep dancing. You keep going to clubs. There is no going home. You never go home. I never went home. No one's allowed to go home. More cocktails, the girls get prettier, the music gets better, there's more fun to be had. You just shut up and go. But how do you get free drinks as a barrage? You saw the thumb title, you know why we're here. For girls, it's easy. Girls, all you have to do is just be there. Step 1. When you're flying into Europe, tell your flight attendant that your mother was a career flight attendant. They will take care of you like you've never been taken care of before. Even if the drinks are already free, you're still going to get the best service. More food, more wine, extra helpings, more bubbles, extra everything. Step 2. If your bartender's doing a great job taking care of you, blast him a solid internet review. We did this and the drinks were on the house. I had no clue what we were even drinking, but it was legitness. He was stoked as hell. We had a blast. It took me 1 minute. Step 3. This is my favorite. If you see a bunch of douchebags being obnoxious, pounding the bar, yelling for service, cutting in line, catch what their last name is. I've been doing this since college. I've saved millions of dollars. I'll tell you what my last name is on my next round I'm getting. It's not Hardy. Go full-blown sea bass on them. And I do this to my friends too. If I get friends that get too drunk at bars, being too rowdy, I'll put drinks on their tab. But just make sure you're ordering what they're ordering. You see some shithead walk back with 6 Heinekens, put a couple more on there. They're not gonna know. But you know, you don't want to put like a $200 bottle of champagne on someone else's tab. That can get weird, trust me. Step 4, break the ice. This is why I was born. This is my purpose on planet Earth. I've been doing this since 6th grade dances. Hail Marys on every play. Talk to every group of girls. I can't just be one girl. That's kind of weird. You want to find a group of girls where you're outnumbered. You girls are looking good. You're out of my league. You want to buy me a drink? You know where any live music is? Any DJs in town? Introduce your barrages to a group of girls and your barrages will start buying rounds. This is every barrage. The barrage that gets introduced to the one girl, as soon as he gets introduced to her, hey, who wants a drink? Who's thirsty? Who needs another round? Who needs a bev? If you want to talk to girls, that's cool. I don't have any interest in that. I'm just all about getting a couple of free beers. Follow these steps and you'll save $1 billion. But where the hell are we? What are we doing here? Well, maybe you have a once-in-a-lifetime trip to visit Europe and you're clueless on where to go. Well, I'm going to tell you where to go, but you can't tell anybody. And I knew nothing about Croatia except that Game of Thrones was filmed here, and I didn't know they claimed their independence from Yugoslavia in the 90s. I don't think anyone did. But I got into Split, Croatia, and I'm not going to lie, I definitely did not feel like I was in Game of Thrones. I felt more like I was heading into Rosarito or Ensenada or maybe even San Francisco. But you got to get into the palace. Diocletian's palace that's almost 2,000 years old. And never in my entire life have I ever felt more like I was inside of a video game. You feel like you're in the Ocarina of Time. It literally seems like you've time traveled and you're in a different time or a different story. This place is like the Roman Colosseum, a Carnival cruise ship, and Rodeo Drive had a kid. And everybody respects this place. There's no graffiti, no broken bottles or dumbasses pissing on the walls. And everything inside this palace shuts down at midnight. No questions asked. No need for bouncers. Everybody just respects the midnight rule. But one block outside the palace and the clubs seem like they're open all night. I couldn't get over how everything looks so real that it seems fake, like a part of Disneyland. A lot of people gather in the center to dance and sing and hang out, and you're never lost because from anywhere in this entire town you can see this bell tower from anywhere, day or night. There's stray cats and dogs, but it's not a problem because everyone feeds them. The beaches don't have sand, but they're still nice. You get used to the no sand part, but don't be afraid if you see a nude person on the beach either. And that nude person is probably going to be me. And you can buy a plastic duck for $15 if you want to be the ultimate tourist. The local singing in the morning is cool the first day, but after day 2 it can kind of be a thing. There's definitely no shortage of Italian food, gelato, and nightlife in Split. And if you make it to Split, check out Strings. It's one street outside the palace. This place is sit down only. Nobody is allowed to stand and drink. I've never been to a club like that. You can't come in unless there's an open seat. It keeps it classy. And check it out. Of course, I run into somebody from my hometown, Adrian, the scientist from San Diego. You want to team up with people and figure out the do's and the don'ts, since we only have a few days here. My good friend Dan, an old college roommate, doesn't do the liquor. Sometimes the bartender doesn't care and you just gotta live. And sometimes you do a shot, it's time to go home. But here's the move, and I finally figured it out. When you're in a rad spot, take a ferry to another island, and that's the spot. And we ended up in Hvar, and this place is like the Little Mermaid in real life. It's this small little port town with a castle on top of the hill. It's about a 10-minute walk up there, but they do sell beer on the way up there. You can overlook the whole town and look at all the islands. It's beautiful. Catch a boat ride to check out the Blue Caves if you're into that. And guess who we ran into again? And her mama. And if you ever make it to this town, check out Central Park. There's water everywhere you look. The food is out of control. The restaurants are everywhere, and it's not even a thing. All these restaurants would be well known in San Diego or Knoxville, but out here they're just on every corner. And you don't go down back alleys in America. I don't care if you're in San Diego or if you're in Knoxville, but you go down back alleys down here and it's way different. There's a table waiting for you with someone who's stoked to give you a beer, a taco, pour you a glass of red wine. And everything out here is more about the style. America's like brand, like Coors Light guy. I only drink Coors Light. It's like, hey, just give me a light beer. Let me get a light beer and your most popular pizza. I definitely fit in here more. I don't even look at menus. But in America, it's like an interrogation scene. What's your favorite? What's your name? What this building used to be? Can I get a splash of the whole menu before I get a flight? We got 40 people behind us and we'll get a splash of Bud Light. What are your gluten-free, lactose, no peanut allergies? All that stuff doesn't exist out here. I don't know, maybe America's the place you need a sixth sense for. We got guns, knives, string cheese, Snickers, paydays, Cheerios. It can get really crazy in America. You literally just party, you wake up, you hike a mile in almost any direction and keep going until you find a beach or a cove, and that's it. And behind you is some person in a hut that wants to cook you some food, like a catch of the day. That's what you do every day. Ran into more Americans, Doug and Liz. And this is the first person I've ever met who knew both rosters for the 1998 World Series. And that was the best. That was the best team I've ever seen in my lifetime. And here's the deal. I know how my brain works. Everyone's like, CH, you got ADHD. There's only so many things you can remember. And here's how I look at the world. Here's how I look at life. I look at everything as a story. Everything to me is just a story. Everything. A movie, a book, a teacher, a preacher, a beer, a brewery, a restaurant, a team, a band, a comedian, a YouTube video. And I'm almost 40. I'm almost 50. I don't have time to memorize stories that aren't good. I do not have ADHD. I'll remember the great stories better than anybody. But if it's a bad story, you might have to tell me a few times. I need the 1998 Yankees of stories, the heady toppers of places to visit, the 96 Bulls, the 94 49ers, the Sopranos of Mexican food, the Ridley Scotts of stories, the Tony Scotts, the Mary Shelleys, the Anthony Burgesses. If you tell me about a band, I better be tapping my toes. If you tell me about a comedian, he better make me laugh. I do not have ADHD, but check out the penis on that squirrel. Put Hvar on your radar. Dan, you're a legend for putting up with me for 10 days. I love you, Braj. This place, Hvar, was the one. This is the one that messed with my head. This made me want to be more successful and, whatever, put out more YouTube videos and, I don't know, let's rob a bank. I've seen Point Break. I know the template. Me and you. Click on the link in the bio if you want to join us tonight. If you made it this far, you gave me like 3 or 4 pennies of ad revenue. Cheers.